May the 30th, ferns and horsetails. Some of our more common ferns, for example bracken, are now unfurling their crosiers in vast numbers in places like Richmond Park. Those of the male fern look like clenched fists covered in brown papery scales before they start to unfurl. Others, such as the lady fern, have crosiers the exact size and shape of a real bishop's crosier. In the damp woodland which this fern prefers, the leaves on occasion may end up 1.5 meters long and half a meter wide. At this crosier stage, bracken stems are picked by some Londoners to eat, ignoring any possible worries of carcinogens. They grow rapidly, perhaps as much as 2.5 centimeters a day, and are sometimes seen covered in ants, which feed on their sticky secretions. In woods, old clumps or crowns of our most common woodland fern, the male fern, Pteridium aquilinum, and the broad buckler fern, Dryoptis dilatata, are also unfolding. Male ferns form dense bunches of upright fronds, around 60 centimeters in height, whereas the broad buckler fern tends to have fewer darker green leaves that are more concave in shape, drooping, and possibly up to 1.5 meters in length. In gardens, more instantly attractive ferns are widely planted, for example, shield ferns, Polysticum species, for their highly dissected leaves, the ostrich fern, Matukia, for its shuttlecock growth, or woodwardias for their enormous size. London's most unusual wild fern is the strange adder's tongue, Ophioglossum vulgatum. Its elliptical, single leaf starts to emerge from the ground now, but unlike other ferns, opens laterally, rather like lily of the valley. It has one of the strangest textures of any plant. It has a shiny, waxy pea green. It is a shiny, waxy pea green and has no midrib, and the most unusual venation. A central spike grows from within the unfolding leaf with a double row of spore cases. Although usually only 8 to 10 centimeters in height, it is capable of growing up to 30 centimeters. It emerges in May and has generally disappeared by August. It can also remain underground for some time, giving the impression it has been lost. It used to carpet wet meadows and was the main ingredient in the so-called green oil of charity, which was at one time thought to be yet another invaluable cure for snakebites. Although by no means restricted to wet meadows and very easily overlooked, it is still worth looking for in Yedding Brookfields Nature Reserve and the grassy patches of in the woods of Friant Country Park. Nearly half of all the world's horsetails, equisetum species, occur in Britain. The Dutch rush, Equisetum hymale, is the most common in our area. Its glass-like, mildly abrasive, silica-rich stems were used to clean pewter, and so it was known as pewterwort. It was also used to bring up a fine polish on precious stones and smooth arrow shafts. Being so popular, more had to be important for Holland, possibly explaining its current English name. Although not particularly common in southern Britain, it happily exists in every part of London, except on the chalk, which it shuns. Another unusual fern is a floating alien, Azolla filiculoides. It is similar to duckweed, but has a waxy covering and air bladders, making it impossible to sink. Originally discarded from fish tank, it quickly covers the water surface in cleaner waters, which it has done most successfully in parks of Raynham marshes and some places in Epping Forest. Its leaves can turn green, pink or red in the different seasons of the year.